Hi, Tom Bialik with the Munster Chamber of Commerce here one more time with another Munster Chamber Chat. Today we're at McShane's in Munster, Indiana, joined by Mr. Steve Tepper. Steve, welcome.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having us in. Now, anyone who's worked in an office in Munster or really anywhere in Northwest Indiana is probably within steps of a copy machine or some other piece of office equipment supplied by McShane's. You'll see the green and white sticker right on it there. We're here to talk to Steve about something just a little bit different, and that's the IT program that McShane's offers. Steve, tell us a little bit about your IT services, if you would.
Well, we offer complete IT services. I really got started with McShane's because they were a client of ours. We try to be the IT department for small businesses, companies that can't afford an IT department or don't need one, and we supply computers, the networking support. We call it hassle-free IT.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, a small to medium-sized business that maybe does not have their own IT department, they can call McShane's and you'll come right in and take good care of them, right?
Yes. Our typical client is a small office. We also deal with a lot of larger offices. We deal with a lot of schools. We deal with a lot of dental offices. Dental offices need the latest in IT, and we deal with law firms. Really, any small to medium-sized business.
Well, it sounds like you definitely cover the spectrum. Steve, what would you say is the biggest mistake that people or companies in general make with their IT?
Well, there are several. Probably the biggest mistake, first and foremost, is they don't do proper backups. It's very important to back up your data. The next thing is that they will go with consumer grade equipment as opposed to real business grade equipment. We just had a situation with a dental office. They finally called us in. They went and bought a bunch of new computers at a big box store, which did not have the professional operating system, so they spent their holiday weekend updating these systems to the proper operating system, and then they called us the following Monday when they couldn't get anything to work. So whereas if they had just called us, we would have brought in the proper equipment and they wouldn't have missed a beat.
Well, to that point of biggest mistakes and not backing up data, I just brought in a laptop to McShane's myself. It's got about 4 years worth of pictures and documents and everything else on it. Just crashed, and I'm hoping your guys in the back room are working their magic right now.
It's being worked on. Now. Another mistake that we encounter a lot is a lot of times people leave it to somebody's kid or somebody that's moonlighting. You really need to deal with professionals in regard to IT. Dealing with a professional outfit such as McShane's. We have engineers on duty, so issues are dealt with at your convenience rather than theirs, and I hope you cut the rest of that out.
No, that's okay. You're doing fine, Steve. This is all improv. This is all ad lib. None of this is scripted, by the way. You're doing a great job. But speaking of which, Steve, what would you say that McShane's really does that maybe differentiates your company from others who do similar IT services?
We realize that everybody's business is unique, so there's no cookie cutter, one size fits all solution. We like to go in, find out how you are using your PCs, make suggestions as to how to do it more efficiently, and then we put together a solution. I mean, we can make it really complicated or really practical, and we make it really practical.
Excellent. Now, one last question: with all of the viruses and ransomware and things like that are out there, it seems like a lot of people take pleasure in taking your computer and turning it into a big paperweight. What can I do next time with my new laptop to prevent that type of thing from happening?
Well, first of all, always back up your data. And if you're not sure if you backed it up, still back it up. And one of the easy ways to back up your data if you're working on an important file is email it to yourself. And that way it's out there. The other thing is, I'm sorry to break it to you, but Amazon or Costco, they're not sending you a free $50 coupon. So don't click on links. You use caution when somebody knocks on your door. You use caution when somebody calls you on your phone. But yet people will sit there and click on these links in the emails there, which disarms your antivirus, and then it wreaks havoc. So be careful. If you have an issue, you can bring it to McShane's.
We'll do it. Steve, tell us just a little bit about you. How long have you worked with McShane's?
I've been involved with McShane's since 2001. Prior to that, I had an IT business, and they were a client. And before that, I was in the clothing business. And when I converted that to computers, I found I like computers more than clothing. So.
Well, you're not only very adept at computers, but you're a very dapper dresser, by the way, Steve. So, well, there you have it. For all of your, not just your office supply needs and copy machines and so on, IT services, call McShane's and they'll take care of you. Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. We sure appreciate the opportunity to chat with you a little bit. Once again, Tom Bialik with the Munster Chamber of Commerce. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Munster Chamber Chat. We'll see you next time. Okay, Steve, now let's say an office just purchases some computer equipment from McShane's. What happens after that?
Well, we can deliver it, set it up, set up the network. We also offer service plans. One of the big service plans that most clients go with is we're able to monitor their systems, their server, and their network 24/7, 365. And this way, we'll be alerted to when trouble is brewing well before it causes them a problem. We've got a client, it's happened twice right down the street from here, where we received an alert at 3:30 in the morning that everything was down. It was a NIPSCO issue. And they were rescheduling their patients at 8 a.m. instead of discovering that the lights didn't work or PCs when they came in. So it's been very helpful for our clients.
Excellent. And one last caveat to our visit here with Steve at McShane's. As I mentioned before, I had a computer, 4 years worth of photos and documents, and loaded with everything. Mistake maker, didn't back up my data, didn't do much of anything other than use it. Crashed, brought it to your guys in the back. Joe in the back took care of it, up and running. So if you have a problem, well, first of all, don't do that. Back up your data, right, Steve?
Yes, back up your data.
But if something bad happens, bring it over to McShane's and they'll do their best. They'll work their magic. Thanks so much, Steve.